Slovenia, a country formerly part of Yugoslavia, but has been independent since 1991. Its capital city is Ljubljana, and this is where on the 28th of February 1999, a future NBA star was born. We are of course talking about Luka Doncic. Luka was born to Mirjam Portobin and Sasa Doncic. His mother owned a beauty salon and his father was a former basketball player and coach, which might be why Luka first fell in love with the sport. Luka supposedly touched the basketball first when he was 7 months old and became obsessed. But Luka isn't Slovenia's first NBA athlete, as Goran Dragic also hailed from Slovenia, but Luka wasn't just going to make it to the league, he was going to redefine it. Now fast forward to this season where Luka is dominating. It's only his second season in the league and he's putting up almost a triple-double with 28.8 points, 9.4 rebounds and 8.8 assists a game. This isn't just a great season, it's all-time great. If you look at the stats, there's only 3 players who averaged above 28 points, 9 rebounds and 8 assists a game for an entire season. These players were Russell Westbrook, who done this in his MVP season, Oscar Robertson, who done this in outstanding 4 times in his career, and of course Luka Doncic. Also, Luka is the youngest to ever do this at 21 years old, and he's only the second player to do this in his sophomore season. Luka this season also became the 7th youngest player to score 2,000 NBA points, joining a list including Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. And what makes this even more impressive is Luka done this in the fewest amount of games, beating LeBron James by 4 games, the previous record holder. All of this seems crazy, but not for Luka. Luka has always been a basketball prodigy, as he played his first professional basketball game for Real Madrid when he was only 16 years old. He became the youngest player in the club's history and the 3rd youngest in the league's entire history. The next season, Luka would establish himself as a regular starter, which is crazy when you think about it. Luka was a regular starter for a professional basketball team in the 2nd best league in the world, whilst most other basketball prospects are playing against high schoolers. And Luka wasn't done there. Luka, 2 seasons later, would win EuroLeague MVP, becoming the youngest ever recipient. Luka would do this by averaging 16 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. But you might say these numbers don't sound too impressive, especially compared to some numbers put up by college players. For example, Zion last season for Duke would put up 22.6 points, 8.9 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game, which sounds a whole lot better. But the EuroLeague itself is very different statistically compared to the NBA and college. For just a few examples, the games are shorter, stats are kept more strict, aka assists, and style of play is significantly different, as teams are more built for a team offense and not built around any individual player. Luka's stats in comparison would be much higher if he played in college, probably more like 20 to 25 points, 6 to 8 rebounds, and 8 or more assists a game. Even with all the hype Luka was receiving, rightfully I might add, Luka wasn't done. Luka still had to battle the stigma European players had in the NBA. But Luka was ready to prove that he wasn't just going to be good in the NBA, but he was going to be great. He would be selected by the Atlanta Hawks, but traded to the Mavs for a package that included Trae Young and a 1st round pick. Luka wasn't joining any team, he was joining the Dallas Mavericks, whose greatest player himself was a European export. And he was ready to follow in Dirk's footsteps and be the Mavs franchise player for years to come. Luka would make his NBA debut on the 17th of the 10th, 2018 in a game against the Phoenix Suns. He would be playing against the number 1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton, and Luka would have a bad game for Luka standards, as he would only score 10 points and grab 8 rebounds. There were some people ready to give up on him, calling him a bust after his first game, but Luka would shut them up as he averaged 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds and 6 assists a game on his way to winning 2019 Rookie of the Year. But none of this should be a surprise. Luka's made for the modern NBA. He's a 6'7" point guard with phenomenal court vision, and partner that with his extremely high basketball IQ, and it's deadly. Luka also has a deadly 3-point shot, can create space off the dribble, and is an extremely effective finisher at the rim, even with his supposed lack of athleticism. Last time we saw a player doing things like this so young, it was LeBron James. And this might sound crazy, but Luka may even be more polished than LeBron was in his sophomore season. And if all of this isn't enough to tell you on how good Luka is, the Dallas Mavericks are currently battling it out with the Los Angeles Clippers, who were many people's favorite to win the chip. And in Luka's first ever playoff game, he would score 42 points, which makes him the highest scoring debutant in NBA Finals history. And as of me recording this, Luka just scored 43 points, 17 rebounds and 13 assists, willing his team to victory over the Clippers, even without his co-star Kristaps Porzingis. And it still baffles me people are still wondering who the future of the league is when LeBron retires. He's already here, and his name's Luka Doncic.
Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer! Let's